Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about new makeup. I was scrolling through Instagram and there are so many fun products being released. So there are eyeshadow palettes and holiday releases, and there are definitely products I'm planning on trying and some that I will be skipping over. So I thought in today's video I could chat with you guys about all of the new makeup products. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to review any of these products on my channel, because I can definitely do that. But otherwise, I would love to hear which ones caught your eye, which ones you'll be skipping over. There's one palette in particular that I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on. I do want to say thank you to Function of Beauty for sponsoring a portion of today's video. You guys, I love Function of Beauty. I tried their products out for the first time back in March and I just fell in love. I've been using their products for 6 months at this point. I've repurchased them. I've tried some different formulas, but what I love about Function of Beauty is that they create custom hair products that are cruelty-free and vegan, but they deliver them straight to your doors, so it's super convenient. So it's super easy. It's actually really fun. You get to fill out a 2-minute quiz just outlining your personal hair type and goals. So for my goals, I chose deep condition, hydrate, replenish the hair, strengthen, and anti-frizz, and that has been my perfect combination. You also get to choose fun things like the fragrance and the color. You guys, Nude Peach is the best scent. I've tried a couple and I like them all for different reasons, but I am hooked on this one. And I also picked like a fun peachy orange color to go along with it. But what's nice is that you can also choose fragrance-free and dye-free if that's something you want. And I love that they offer those options. And then of course you get to customize the name on the bottles. So mine just say my name on them, and each order does come with a cute little sticker sheet. So you can decorate your bottles, which the whole process is really fun. But on top of that, the actual formula is just so effective. Like I said, I've been using these products for 6 months. I've seen a big difference. My hair was kind of going through a super dry phase because I do love to use heat on my hair, and ever since I started using these, my hair has been so hydrated, so smooth. I've been dealing with less breakage and less frizz, and the fact that you can customize these to work well for you is amazing because everyone's hair type and hair goals are a little bit different. Last month, I started using this leave-in treatment, and I've been enjoying this so much. I apply this when my hair is damp, and if I let my hair air dry or I blow dry my hair, it's just very smooth and hydrated. It tames, flyaways and frizziness, and I've really been enjoying it. They do have the option to add this or a hair mask or even a hair serum onto your order, which can also be customized. Like I said, the products are 100% vegan. They're cruelty-free. They're also made without GMOs, toxins, parabens, sulfates. They're just really, really great, and I love them. I've been using them for months and months at this point, so I think you guys will really like them as well. I'm going to put a link in the description box below. Click that link for 20% off. So if you guys have been thinking about trying it out, that will give you a really good discount and get you started on your first order, and I think you guys will love them as much as I do. Totally recommend the Nude Peach scent. You guys will not be disappointed. But thanks again to Function of Beauty for sponsoring today's video, and let's jump into the rest of it. So let's start with Rare Beauty, which is the new line from Selena Gomez. I think I might have touched on this in a purchase or pass video before I had a lot of information, but now the products have been revealed and it does launch at Sephora in September. So actually by the time you see this video, the products will be available. So I'll put links to everything in the description box below. I know that a lot of people are sick of seeing celebrity lines and influencer lines, but I don't know, I'm all for it. I feel like the more brands, the more products, the better, because then we as consumers have more to choose from and we can find products that work really well for our personal preferences. I also feel like when new brands hit the market and their products are good and they get a lot of hype, it kind of pushes existing brands to do products even better. So scrolling through the products, there is an illuminating primer, a setting mist, a touch-up kit. There's a dual-ended brow product, so a pencil on one side, a gel on one side, some lip products, concealer, foundation, and then also some liquid chic products. It kind of looks like the majority of these products are under the $20 price tag. There are a few more expensive products, but it's kind of nice to see, especially at Sephora. I mean, I feel like drugstore brands are hitting that $20 price tag. So it's a little bit surprising to see this line as a little bit more of an affordable option at Sephora. I mean, one of the more expensive products is the foundation, which retails for $29, which still isn't that bad for a high-end foundation. It comes in 47 shades. This sounds nice. It's a weightless foundation with concentrated pigments that feels barely there while providing a buildable medium to full coverage natural finish. I don't know. I think I will end up trying some of these products. They're not all for me because I don't like liquid blush or liquid highlighter, but I think I might try the foundation, maybe the concealer. As I was getting ready today, I did notice a few reviews popping up in my subscription box. I haven't watched any yet, but I'm excited to hear what people think. I think it looks like a nice line, and I feel like I'm pleasantly surprised by the products she released. So I definitely plan on trying a few things. What do you guys think? Are you into it? Are you over all of these makeup lines? Let me know. And if you try any of the products, I would love to hear which ones work for you. Natasha Denona recently released a gorgeous palette that I know a lot of you guys are interested in picking up. I put a poll on my Instagram stories asking you guys what you thought about this palette. And it's funny because whenever I do that, I feel like it's either split or the majority of people say they're not interested in buying a new release. This really surprised me because the majority of you guys said you were interested in the palette. Whether or not you're going to pick it up, I'm not sure, but it definitely caught your eye, and it caught my eye for sure. It's just such a gorgeous, cooler toned, neutral palette. It's almost like a cool tone version of the bronze palette, which she just released like a month or two ago, and I did purchase that, and I love it. It's one of my top 3 palettes of 2020 for sure. The formula is perfect, the colors are perfect, and I end up reaching for that one almost every single time I do my eyeshadow. I've been waiting and waiting for her to release more neutral palettes at the $65 price tag and at that size of an eyeshadow palette because I personally just don't need her large palettes. They're very expensive, so I feel like the $65 price tag is just a lot more approachable for people. I mean, it's still expensive, don't get me wrong, but it just makes her formula a little bit more accessible. I told you guys in my August favorites video, because I did mention the bronze palette, that I wasn't really someone who ever bought into the Natasha Denona hype because, you know, I love super affordable palettes as well. But after trying the bronze palette, I think I'm starting to get it. Like, it's fun to use her palettes. The metallics look amazing on the eyes. I do like the matte shadows as well, but there's something special about her metallic formula. So the fact that this new Glam palette has so many pretty cooler toned metallics just kind of, you know, makes me want to grab it. The reason why I'm kind of on the fence is because I do own the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette, which is what I used today to create this look. I wanted to pull this out because I was just kind of feeling super inspired to reach for some cooler toned neutrals after seeing the Glam palette, and I created this look very, very easily. I used like, I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 shades, but this is just a really effortless palette to work with. Now, this was discontinued, although I think I checked recently and it might still be available on Anastasia's website. If it is, I'll link it below. Obviously, the color stories are similar. The formulas are a lot different. That's the thing. Like, sometimes when I want a palette that has a similar color story to something else I have in my collection, I can kind of justify it because the formula is different. And sometimes I want to reach for Natasha Denona's formula. Sometimes I want the Anastasia Beverly Hills formula. It is available online now for $65, but for me right now, I think I'm going to stick to using this one for a week or two, put it in my everyday makeup drawer and see how I feel and maybe revisit the idea. But it is a stunning palette and it's definitely going on my loves list. Natasha Denona also released the most beautiful liquid eyeshadows. I feel like a lot of brands are currently doing liquid eyeshadows. I've been seeing them everywhere, but I don't think any brand has done them quite as well as these. I mean, just based on the swatches. So these are actually multi-chromes. So depending on like the way the light hits your eye or like which way you move your head, they're going to look a little bit different. Honestly, I feel like it's hard to do unique eyeshadows these days, and I think they did it. So they're $28 each. I mean, that is a lot of money. Her eyeshadow palette is $65, which is a little bit more than twice the price of one of these. But I have a hard time justifying spending $28 on one liquid eyeshadow that I might use on occasion when I can spend a little bit more and get a palette with 15 shadows I'll use all the time. I think they are so gorgeous, but $28 is pretty expensive for one liquid shadow. Milk Makeup just released a new product that I think is interesting, and I'm sure it's going to grab a lot of people. This is the Hydro Grip Setting and Refresh Spray. It is available now at Sephora in 2 different sizes. So you can get a mini for $18 or a full size for $36. I looked into this and I did want to point out that the mini comes with half the amount of product for half the price, which is actually a good deal, because if you want to try it out, you don't feel like you're getting ripped off. The reason why I wanted to point that out is because when they released the original Hydro Grip Primer, the mini didn't come with half the amount of product. It came with a significantly smaller amount, but the actual cost was more than half the price of the full-size product. So the value wasn't really there if you were wanting to try it out. It kind of made more sense to purchase the full-size primer because you got such a small amount. I hope I didn't confuse you. The reason I wanted to point that out is because if you want to try this spray, you can purchase the mini and get the same value price per ounce as you would the full-size products. So I love the Hydro Grip Primer, the original. I just used it last week because it had been a while since I pulled it out. I think typically I love to use that during the fall and the winter because it is a little bit more of a hydrating product, but it does lock your foundation into place. What's so weird about that product is that it does have a sticky texture, but your foundation applies really evenly, and that's not typically the case with products that leave more of a sticky or tacky base. But I really like it. So the spray did catch my eye initially. It's supposed to form a weightless, invisible layer to grip and set makeup for up to 12 hours. It can also be used before makeup application to prep the skin. So it sounds nice. I think I'm going to skip over it for now. I don't necessarily need this in addition to the Hydro Grip Primer because they kind of sound like they do the same thing if you were to use the spray as like a makeup priming spray. I don't use makeup setting spray enough to have a bunch of options in my collection, and I do love the Urban Decay All-Nighter. So for now, I'll be skipping over this one, but it does sound like a good product. So Melt Cosmetics releases the most beautiful products. They literally always catch my eye, and these are no different. These are their new Digital Dust Duo Blushes. They are dual-ended cheek products that retail for $39 each, and there are 3 options. So you can get them now on the Melt Cosmetics website or at Sephora.com. It says that these are luminous multi-use blush duos in a buildable formula that allows you to go from a natural dewy flush to having an intensified luminous look. I'm kind of curious to see how these are going to look on the cheeks. The swatches look amazing, and these are probably the prettiest blushes I've ever seen. They're so pretty. I love the fact that they are duos because for that $39 price tag, you're getting a lot more value because you can use the sides alone or mix them together. I would love to have all of these, but I think I am going to purchase one of them. I will limit myself to one. I haven't really purchased a lot of blush this year because there hasn't been like a new formula or a new line that's really caught my eye, so I've kind of been sticking with what I know. But these definitely caught my attention. I love a good glowy, intense, shimmery, almost highlighter blush hybrid. I kind of moved away from that at the beginning of 2020 because I was dealing with a lot of texture on my cheeks. My skin has cleared up a lot, and you know, even when I was dealing with texture, I would wear them on occasion, but I'm kind of ready to pull out all of my glowy, shimmery blushes again. So I do plan on trying one of these for sure. Urban Decay released a new collection that is available now on their website and on Ulta's website as well. This is the Stoned Vibes collection, and there are a few products including an eyeshadow palette, a highlighter, some lip glosses, and then some new glide-on eye pencils. So Urban Decay did send me this palette in the mail as PR. I actually have it right in front of me because I've been playing around with it a little bit. I did post about this on Instagram, and again, I was kind of surprised by how many of you guys were actually interested in it. I almost think that this palette is a little bit different than we thought it was going to be because when I talked about this in a previous Purchase or Pass video, a lot of the shades, like you couldn't tell what the texture was based on the initial promo photos. And I think that some of us thought they were going to be like chunky pressed glitters, but they're definitely powder shadows. I will say that I've been pleasantly surprised by this palette. I'll save all of my thoughts for the review, but I think that I like it more than I thought I was going to. The packaging is honestly stunning. It's amazing. It is a limited edition palette. It's pretty expensive. It's $54. So I don't think it's going to be for everyone, but I still haven't formed like my complete thoughts on the palette, so I'll keep you posted. Anyway, they're also doing a mini Stoned Vibes palette, which might be a more practical option for a lot of people. So the original palette comes with 12 shadows for $54, but the mini version comes with 6 shadows. They are different. Like the shadows or the shades are completely different. There's not a price yet, but I kind of like the colors in there. So that might be a better option if you don't feel like you need a completely new large palette. I'm a little bit late to the game, but ColourPop did release a cute little sunflower collection. I think that this is adorable. I didn't buy anything from this, as tempting as it was, because I do own the Honey palette, which is their 9-pan yellow palette that I love. And then I also, why can't I say this? I also own Urban Decay's Naked Honey palette. You know, I feel like practically how many yellow toned eyeshadows do I need? It's not a color I wear super often, and this palette's cute. I mean, there are yellow shades in here, some warm toned neutrals, but I do feel like I could dupe this palette with other palettes in my collection, even like other ColourPop palettes. So I just didn't feel the need to buy this one. It is an all matte palette, which I think is kind of a nice change, and it's super cute. They also did glosses, a face oil, a dry body oil. Oh, actually, there are two things I do want to grab from this collection. I totally forgot. The two Super Shock shadows are so pretty. Someone I follow on Instagram swatched these, and I can't remember who because I follow a lot of ColourPop accounts, but when I saw the swatches of these two shadows, I was like, I have to have those. I love the Super Shock shadows. I wear them all the time, and I don't have anything like these, and I thought they would be nice to use alongside of other yellow-themed palettes in my collection. So I do want to buy those. I need to place an order today because I also still want to purchase their new brush tip liner, and I need to repurchase the Pretty Fresh foundation in a shade that works well for me. So I am planning on placing a little ColourPop order. Nothing too crazy, but I do want those two Super Shock shadows. By the way, I did want to mention that ColourPop's new Candyland collection is available now at Ulta Beauty. I didn't realize that was coming to Ulta Beauty, but if it's sold out on the ColourPop website and you still want some of the products, you can get them on Ulta's website. I am giving away that entire collection over in my August favorites video, so if you guys want to enter for a chance to win, it's super simple. I'll link that video below. So of course we can count on Too Faced to release a pumpkin spice eyeshadow palette. It is available now at Sephora and Ulta for $49. I mean, this is a cute palette. I don't hate it at all. I think it probably smells amazing. I won't be grabbing this. The last palette that I bought like this was the gingerbread palette that they released at the end of 2018. You know, I love that palette, and I feel like these palettes are like my guilty pleasure, like the Sweet Peach palette, the Chocolate Bar palettes. I know that not everyone loves them and doesn't get the theme and thinks that Too Faced needs to switch it up, but there are people that love these collections, and I think they're kind of fun. The colors are cute. The formula is good. It's not like the most amazing formula that I've ever tried, but I feel like it's a nice everyday formula, and I just like this palette. I think it's fun. I don't feel like I need this palette. There are other palettes that are kind of on my wish list right now that I would get more use out of, so I'll be skipping over it. I also feel like a lot of the shades in here are somewhat similar to the shades in my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette and also my Too Faced Gingerbread palette, so it's not something I need to add to my collection, but you know, it's kind of fun to see a fall-themed collection because a lot of brands are skipping right to their holiday releases already. In fact, let's end this video with a holiday release. So KVD Vegan Beauty is coming out with a palette. This is going to be available in October on their website, also at Sephora and Ulta. So this is a 14-pan eyeshadow palette. The packaging looks really different for the brand. So I know they're kind of going through a rebrand because Kat Von D is no longer part of the brand, but this has been one of the strangest makeup rebrands that I've seen because they still kind of use her name. I mean, they're called KVD Vegan Beauty. I think technically it stands for, what does it stand for? It doesn't even say on their Instagram. I thought it was Kindness Vegan. What's the D? Okay, I'm on their website. I know that the K is kindness. I know the V is vegan, but what is the D? I just spent like 5 minutes digging through their website and I can't find it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if the D actually stands for anything or if they're just going from Kat Von D to KVD Vegan Beauty. I don't know. It's a confusing rebrand for sure. And at first, all of the packaging was looking the exact same because I assume they had some releases and some stock they had to get rid of. But this looks a lot different from the typical Kat Von D packaging. I don't know, the colors in here just don't really appeal to me. Even when KVD Vegan Beauty was Kat Von D, the brand as a whole never really spoke to me. I haven't been a big fan of that brand. Oh, okay, so they're saying that it is a 100% recyclable palette, which is awesome. I feel like a lot of brands are moving in that direction. These are vegan pigments. There are shimmers. You can use them wet or dry. There are 5 matte shadows, 9 shimmers, and then 2 special effect flip shades. Okay, so you know what? After kind of reading through some of the details, I do think that this palette has promise. It's still not the palette for me. The colors just don't really jump out at me, but I love the fact that it is recyclable. I wish more brands would kind of make an effort to be more sustainable. I don't feel like it's that difficult because a lot of brands are doing it. They take the mirror out of the products and they make the outer packaging recyclable. And it would be so nice to see more brands do it. I think it's long, long overdue. So I love the fact that KVD Vegan Beauty is doing that. And I don't know, maybe they'll release some interesting products over the next few months. It does kind of look like maybe this palette is the start of a new direction for them. I guess time will tell, but that is the end of the video. That is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sure by the time I do another one of these videos in like a week or two, we'll see a lot more holiday releases starting to come out because it's just a matter of time. I think they're fun to look at. I don't plan on buying a lot of them, but I'm always curious to see what brands release because sometimes you can get some really good deals. Last year during the holidays, I got like a bunch of my favorite dry shampoo for a discounted price, and I just opened the last one that I had, so it lasted me an entire year. I think I purchased like 3 of them, but I got them all for like half off, which was awesome because it was a holiday related deal. So I'm hoping to get like some of my staples for a discounted price. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'll put a link in the description box below for Function of Beauty. You can get 20% off of your order, which is awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.